Hi guys, welcome to Keep Evolving. This is season 2 and we are on episode 4. Wow, like it's been such an amazing time. We have specifically been addressing families. We've been talking about cultures and just the things that we are and have been seeing in our families. And today I am joined by Benjamin Gishohi on my right, and then we have Collins India on my left. Haya, sijui mbona wasalimiana hivyo kama nini?
Salimia crowd.
Ni kama ni wanasiasa wanafanya tu hivi. But ni sawa tu. So today we are going to be talking about mentorship in families. And I don't know, just a quick question. Is this something that comes to you naturally? When you think about a mentor, is a family member someone who comes to you naturally? When you think about mentorship?
Nah.
No?
No.
Because every time we think about a mentor, you're always thinking about some person from outside there, some guy or some lady in your career circle or just something like that. We barely ever think about mentorship in the context of family. And so I just want to start by asking that question. Is it possible for your mentor to be a family member, Benja?
Yes, 100% totally. Well, let me begin with my family. If you come from a family that is as wide as mine, there is a possibility of a family member being a mentor.
Yeah.
Not in the traditional sense, but hey, this is keep evolving and this is new normal. So we can already just go out there and do something differently. In the sense of your elder sibling or one of your siblings has been in a place that you haven't. And so they can guide you into that space. And you see, mentorship has to do with guidance, has to do with counseling along a certain path. And so we are talking about your parent being a mentor in a certain field. Say you're an entrepreneur from a family of entrepreneurs and you're thinking of starting your own business, and you're in campus and you've been thinking, I need to be an entrepreneur, I need to be in that field, and your dad is already an entrepreneur, or your mom or your elder sibling, and they are right there. You do not have to expend anything outside of yourself for them to become your mentor. But one thing about mentorship is the intentionality of it. There goes that word again.
Yep, one more time.
The intentionality of it. It is upon you within the family to sit down, and for some of us it's even a younger sibling who became an entrepreneur before you, or who went and did their masters before you, and you're thinking, why do I need a master's in my field? Why do I need to go and do a PhD and I am only 25? And your younger sibling is 22 and they've already enrolled for their PhD and they are doing their research, and you're thinking, what? For what? And there someone you can actually sit down and ask them, guide me through this process, because I feel like I need to, but I need to get my mind together. And so that is just within the family setup. It may be your parent who is in it, or it may be someone just among the siblings. Nimesema kwetu tuko wengi. So that goes back and forth. This one is doing that, this other one is doing this. And so we can converse within that. So like I said, intentionality, it means that he's my younger brother. So I sit him down and ask him, hey, how did you manage your masters? Like, bro, mother, you're all those years younger than me. You've already done your masters, and I'm thinking of doing a masters. How was it for you? Can you guide me through this process? And see, that's mentorship. Yes.
Wow, that is such good insight. Collins, do you think it is possible for there to be mentorship within the family?
Yes, it is possible. One of the reasons I think we don't think of a mentor inside the family is because
Mazoeano.
So there's no way I have lived with you for the past 20 years. I have seen you kiamka asubuhi,
your morning face.
And then here you are advising me, do this, don't do that. But it is very, very possible. I'm thinking it's actually the best place to have a mentor is in a family setup, because there's an advantage. They know you.
Yeah.
They really know you, and not from a point of, wow, I don't know if this is me digressing, but I don't know, mzazi wako ashakwambia wewe nakujua. It's from a point of I know you, there's nothing you can do without me, you know, but I know you, so I know really you can't do this, so let me help you out, you know. So it is very possible.
And umesema, you have said something very important, which is kuzoeana. You know, like there's just a way we are used to seeing each other in the family. And I think it was last episode or the previous one, I'm not very sure, where we were talking about how sometimes habits within the family can be negative. And so maybe you're used to just you know, pulling each other down with your jokes in the family setup and everything. And so that becomes a challenge. Should you even think of mentorship, you know? So how do we go about such, like, because we've talked about traditions and cultures and all those things. So how do we go about such, I'd say, limitations, you know, in looking for a mentor within the family setup?
Wow, big one. Especially when we put the perspective of familiarity, hiyo kuzoeana. But nonetheless, I want to take this path. And even for any mentor out there, what you do is, I want to do what you can call it. I want to do, let me use entrepreneurship as something. I want to go into entrepreneurship. And so you're thinking, let me go and see Manu Chandaria, Chris Kirubi. You know, you're thinking very big, which is awesome. But baby steps count. So I'm thinking of being an entrepreneur. I'm just finishing my college. I think what I have studied has equipped me to go out there and become an entrepreneur, or not. But I'm thinking of entrepreneurship. And so I think, who is it that can guide me? And of course you'll think, I want to sell electronics. I want to import them from China. So I want someone who has gone ahead. But you see, it's entrepreneurship. And your dad, who is an engineer, has his own farm. So in essence, he's an entrepreneur. So when you think of whom can I identify as, you need to begin from baby steps. It counts for something every step of the way. He may not give you the end. He may not, anaweza kosa kukupatia advice ya kuomoka, but atakupatia advice ya kuanzia. Tuko pamoja mpaka hapo. So it's
important.
About who has taken a step ahead of me, and then concentrating on right there. Notwithstanding kuzoeana. And I think in families we have to be real. Inafikanga point yenyewe we sit down, because these are table conversations. We sit down and say, manze wase, I think kuna mazoeano hapa itusaidie.
Mingi sana, ni ukweli.
Out of our familiarity, tumeanza we are dragging each other down. And so saying that we need to now become each other's support system. Like I said a few weeks ago, the family is the basic unit of support. And so it is by fact of that we now understand that we need to lose familiarity. We need to lose the negativity and say, for each one of us, tuache, this is national television, tuache, let us be serious. I think English does a better. Tuache ujinga ya kuvutana chini. Let the negativity go. Lose the negativity. Let's help one another. You have gone 3 steps ahead. Why can't you help me go 1 step? Before I even say, nyinyi, mnaona venye mmenizoea, wacha niende kwa jirani. Before we even get there, lose the negativity, lose the pride, and then let's do something. You know,
Wow, I think there is such emphasis on the familiarity, you know, like, see someone, first of all, of course they are your sibling or your dad or your mom or your, you know, daughter or your son, but we need to begin seeing each other past that, you know. You can't always see someone as my daughter, my son, my dad, my mom, because sometimes you actually need them to become something else, at least for the sake of one, you know, a certain accomplishment. Yes. So what is your perspective, Collins, regarding the struggles or the limitations that people face when you begin to look at mentorship in the context of family?
There's a challenge when it comes to diversity. By that I mean, my dad is an engineer, my mom is a business lady, I'm in the medical field. Wow, these are 3 completely different.
Yeah.
So I don't, but kuna ile mali huwa tunapatana. I would want to start a clinic, so I'll be like, okay, mom, how can I do this?
Yes.
There's that part where we come together. But just imagine, the diversity just inafanya huwezi nisaidia, huwezi sana naweza nielewa hapa, you know. So I think that's one of the things I can say it really messes up looking for a mentor in your own family. By that nuclear family, I mean mom, dad, brother, sister, not cousin, uncle, auntie. Hapo tu home, hapo mnaishi.
Well, I like that you've mentioned that, and I'm just thinking about, how we need to appreciate diversity. We need to appreciate that we are a family, but we are different. Someone prospers in one area that the other does not prosper in. So you do not look at people with that eye of uyo izinisaidia. There's probably something in there that you could pick up. So there's that part of appreciating the diversity that is within the family setup, because it will really help you in even knowing what the other person does. It doesn't hurt to just know what the other person does.
And I think jumping in right there, I think if there is one thing that we have to acknowledge, it is the abundance of ideas within our families. The abundance of ideas. Like the way Collins is saying, there's an engineer, there's medic, there is, what was the other one?
A business lady.
Yes, there's an entrepreneur. Imagine the diversity of experience, ideas, and just the wealth of knowledge that is there that we usually overlook because you think, sasa mimi nataka kufanya biashara, huyu ni mwalimu, sasa
tunasaidiana wapi?
Where does it even come in? Like ama this is like huyu hapo kwa biashara, mimi sitaki biashara. Me, I want a career. I want an 8 to 5. I want a career.
Yes.
I can't have my heart sinking or raising.
I can't be doing risks.
Yes. So huyu wa biashara tutasaidiana aje, But when we just tone it down and think of the wealth of knowledge and experience and the opportunities that diversity could bring us to our advantage. Na tuondoe mazoeano hapo hivi. I'm thinking the mentoring within that family unit would be on another level.
That's true.
Yes.
Wow, that is great. And I'd like us to just go on a short break, and then when we come back, we can continue to get deeper into our conversation on mentorship in the context of family. See you soon. Welcome back to episode 4 of season 2, and today we are discussing mentorship in the context of family. And before we went on the break, we had mentioned something about appreciating diversity within the family setup, appreciating that, hey, I do this and this other person doesn't do that. I am in this field and this other person is in the other field. So being able to appreciate that kind of diversity. And one of the issues that we have had a lot in families is the fact that I did this, and so I expect that you should also be doing this, And I remember one time when I was in campus, this was a very interesting situation. So we were having a class, and the lecturer wanted us to go and talk about our passions. So she told us to just go and share what our passions are, what do we love, and why we are taking what we are taking in campus and how it's connected to our passion. That is a lecturer I'll never forget, because she really just helped us understand. So there's this lady who went to the front and she said, everyone was saying, I'm doing public relations because I feel it's going to gel into what I'm doing, what I want to do in future, blah, blah, blah. But then this lady stood and she went to the front and she said, I am doing communication because my mom wanted to do it. And then when I'm done, I will go and do my career. And it broke the lecturer's heart. I think she even called the lady after the class, because she was like, wow, you actually spoke the truth. Because everyone was saying how, it's going to help me in this, but she was honest. And what do you guys think about such a situation? Because mentorship has an aspect of pride and humility that need to be considered. Like, you have to be humble and What do you guys just think about that whole kind of situation, Benjamin?
Wow. Doing daddy's career and mommy's career. Tuko kwa nyumba. Like I say, everyone out of the bedroom, kujeni, sit down. And I'm sure some of you who are watching are stuck in that place.
Yeah.
Where now, this is not me. This is for you guys. And maybe you would want to further it and do yours if it goes there.
Grace to you.
But within the family, because these are family conversations, and we have been able to open up this space, hopefully, for you guys, and just say, bring it to the table. Let us talk about it. Mentorship is about guidance and coaching, like coaching to there. So if you are in a place where your passion is not, it's about time you said it. So that from there, we begin, like within the family unit, we begin to help each other come out of it. Unless we talk about it, unless you open up and, just say, this is where I am stuck. The reason I am flunking or the reason I am getting A's is because, Dad, you told me I have to do this thing. And so I am getting A's so that I can give it to you. I can give you your first class. Maybe, Dad, maybe you have seen you in your son, so you need your first class to come home. Hallelujah, it will come home. But to what expense?
Yeah.
And so as maybe they are in fourth year, so it's already done. They can't begin again, or they can. Maybe they're in first year and they can begin what they want to do. But it's about opening up and talking about it, bringing it to the table and saying, hey, the reason I am doing BCom is because you, Dad, as an entrepreneur, you told me to do. My passion is in music.
Yeah.
So I just want to go and do music professionally.
Wait, music, bro.
Let's have somersaults in the house, but that is where this basic mentorship must begin. By people opening up, going like, Dad, yes. Taking it further. Maybe what I am doing, what you are doing, what you told me to do, Dad, is what I want to do.
Yeah.
So you are an entrepreneur, you are in engineering, and you want me to come to your farm. But kuna mazoeano. And when I come, I end up going to wash the car for you. But I want to learn what you do on a daily. Like, I want to shadow you. I want to be there. I want to see, I want to hear what happens in a staff meeting, in a board meeting. I don't want to come to your office and wash the, like...
And make the tea.
Yes, I am the guy who makes...
Wow.
Or just be your chauffeur. Like, I just got my driving license, and the only thing you can use me for is be your chauffeur. Go shopping for the home, It's about being intentional. And saying, we shall mentor you. Because you have been vocal about what you want. You want to see what our biashara is about, or my job is. Come. Of course, if it's a profession that doesn't allow you to have a third party within the office, you be open about that, like, hey, I need to see this client. So you need to step out. So this is, it is also coaching.
Because now they know that is how it happens.
Yes. And ethics begins to come into, like into the mind. And later we do not have a situation where professional ethics are being taken out because the counselor had their son or their daughter there. And so there is a third party as the client is being is going through counseling. And, it could be crazy. But it is about teaching. It's about mentorship is about bringing the one who is 2 steps behind through the journey that you've walked, so that they can find their own path. Yes.
Wow, you have mentioned things that I think we need to get into. One of those things is the aspect of humility when it comes to mentorship. I mean, you need to have a teachable spirit. You need to want to be taught. There's an aspect of humility in even just asking, guys, I need help. I need to learn this and this. So I just want you to talk about the humility aspect, as well as let's just get into the intentionality part, but let's just begin with the humility. What do you think? Is it something that requires humility?
Yes. All mentorship privileges are under humility. By that I mean, it's a privilege to have someone under you, whether you're older than them or younger than them. So being humble puts you in a space where you will not try and hammer your own
Yeah.
ideas into this. I actually there's this was it chancellor of our campus. He said there's nothing like mentee. It's actually protege.
Yes.
Wow,
Yeah,
protege.
So yeah, hammer ideas into your protege. You see, so that humility really causes you to be in a space of dependence, not on yourself, but on God. Because I mean, keep evolving is all about evolving as a family in God.
Yes,
See?
definitely, yeah.
So as God ananiambia, okay, I'm a medic, so I will not try and hammer my experiences into my son who would want to be a medic. You see, hapana tufanyangi hivyo, in the medical field, things change. Guidelines will be here in 2020. December kutakuwa na zingine, so it's all about humility will place you in a place of also being flexible, because this daughter of yours will be like, umezoea kushona nguo hivi, and then your daughter will be
What do you think?
unaweza jaribu, and then you try and wow.
Yeah, so there is an aspect of the mentee, let me just use mentee, of the mentor and the mentee actually learning from each other.
each
It's
other.
not one-sided.
Yes.
Yeah, that's actually interesting.
That's the beauty of mentorship.
Yeah.
And you see, previously mentorship has been thought of as out there.
Yeah.
The beauty of mentorship is it's two-way traffic.
Yeah.
And of course, humility again. There are not many mentors who will go like, hey, my
Hey, yako ni
mentee,
kali,
you have taught
hey.
me. But in the process of this person that you are walking through, consider your younger sibling asking you, how did you get here? Like, hey, how did you get to this place?
Yeah.
As you explain, your journey comes alive again.
Yes,
Yeah.
And
yes,
as it
yes,
comes
yes.
alive, you realize maybe I am having a challenge because at this point, I did it this way instead of tweaking it to do this way.
Yeah.
So as you hammer into your protege, then it comes alive in you and you begin to learn. So we are saying, iwache kukua na huko nje, and we just bring it back home so that as it is at home, everyone is learning from each other.
Yeah, and you see, we are living in a world that has people, of all kinds.
Yes.
There are people out there who may present themselves as something that they are not. So if this, mentorship can be offered within the family setup, the better, the
Yes,
better,
yes.
to avoid all the things that sometimes we encounter, as you are honestly just looking for a mentor, and then all of a sudden you don't even know what it's turned into.
Yeah.
True.
So I can also just mention something to do with, you see, me being a mentor doesn't mean that you must do what I did.
Yeah, I'm just showing you.
There's a friend I have, he was doing computer science. I'm saying was because I'm not sure if by now he has.
He's still doing the same thing, yeah.
We were writing plays together, directing, and man, this guy is just, he gets alive on the stage with the scripts. And he was, the last time we talked, he was just saying that, man, hii computer science.
Inakataa.
Ati inakataa, nenda kusoma, man. He just thinks of writing another play. So, what you as your mentoring, so I love the fact that his parents are very open. So you can imagine how easy that conversation would be.
Yeah.
This is a challenge to you parents. It's not a must you had hammered an idea or a course into your son or your daughter, but maybe they changed their mind, maybe their heart changed. God placed something in them. Please, like, what you call an easy moment for them to come clean. Remember earlier you were saying come clean, tuache kuzoeana, let's come clean, and such that me as a son, I'll come and say, Aki dad, I don't think medicine is for me. Mi nataka kuwa msanii.
It's always funny. Always funny.
Let's stop this idea of doctor, lawyer, engineer. It's God has placed. God is a God of newness. And the newness you can see it in the diversity of careers. Kitambo ilikuwa doctor, lawyer, engineer.
Yeah.
Hata teacher ikuwa kitu. I mean, na ni wao ndio walikuwa wanafunzana.
Yeah.
But anywho, that's debatable. So let's give each other that space of coming out clean, so that I will mentor you and encourage you. Okay, my son, my daughter, fine, I understand. what do you think? And then you can come together, learn from each other. You as a mentor, you'll be able to humble yourself and be like, well, I see what is going on here. So no utaendelea kuflow na yeye.
Wow, thank you for bringing in the aspect of God, because at the end of the day we need to always remember that God is the owner of everything. The earth is the Lord's and everything that is in it, you know. Every single thing and person that is in the world belongs to God. And so we always need to remember who the owner is.
Yes.
And so if he's given you children to steward, then you always need to go back to the owner and find out, I don't know what this one is supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
And if they're telling you, and you see, we're not saying that, you know, whatever your child tells you they want to do is what should go.
Yeah.
We're just saying that let's go back to the word of God.
Yes.
You know, let's go back to the word of God and remember, hey, this is something that God gave to me.
Yes.
So if I want to know something about how I'm supposed to steward over it, then I go back to
Yes.
him.
Yeah.
And so let's just wind up with the biblical perspective of mentorship, especially bringing it into the family setup.
Glad that you went there, because you'd not see mentorship as biblical, but mentorship is such a God idea
Yeah.
that let me use before Moses, that Moses begins to mentor Joshua.
Yeah.
And you see, they are living in a very close-knit. And let's go even further. When God begins to choose the priests from the family of Aaron, he chooses priests from that line of sons. So it is for Aaron to teach
To mentor,
Eliezer how to be priest to God. And it is for Eliezer to teach Phinehas how to be priest to God. So it's a very good thing. When Solomon comes onto the scene,
Yeah.
he goes like, train up a child the way that he should go.
Yeah.
And when he is grown, he will not depart from it. And goes further and says, just as iron sharpens iron, let's sharpen the countenance or the minds of each other. See, if he says, just as iron sharpens iron, friends sharpen the minds of each other. And so for us, biblically, because the altar is at home, the family altar is the primary place
Yep. Yeah.
for biblical instruction or godly instruction. How about it starts right there?
Yeah.
How about it starts right there? When Paul comes onto the scene, you see how many people he mentors. And
Yeah.
they are living together. They go to this place of wachana na so many other things out there. Let's bring it home. Discipleship in the time of Jesus is all about mentorship. Like Jesus is like, come and I'll make you a fisher of men. Come and I'll teach you what you shall do from here on and how you shall do it.
Yeah.
And we are saying that entire concept, bring it back home and just run with it. Yeah.
Wow. So we see that this is something that is not, it's not man-made.
Nope.
And it's not a far-fetched idea. It's something that has always been in the heart of God. Otherwise, God would not have, like, there would not have been any need for Joshua to be mentored by Moses.
Yeah.
You know, there would not have been any need for all these people to have learned from people who had gone before them. And so this is just to emphasize and to remind us that the fact that, you know, God has given us families, he knows that there are people who have gone a few steps, you know, mbele ya the rest. And it's not in you to take pride in that. It's in you to also be available. Because I think that's also a very important aspect. To be available, to be reachable. Let it be easy for someone to come and actually tell you, yo, I need help.
Yes.
You know, and I think this goes to both parents and children. Be available. As much as maybe our schedules may require a lot from us, be available. Let it be easy for someone who seeks instruction to reach to you. And so I think we can just share our parting shots as we come to our close. Just what are your thoughts, or what would you like to leave with the viewer as we wrap up this session on mentorship?
So at this point, my heart goes out to those people who by now, man, I've already moved out. I've done a course sikuwa nataka, hata sijui nafanya nini na maisha yangu. But you're still just going to work because you have to buy your daily food and pay rent. Be that what you didn't receive. now that you know what you didn't receive, you can actually, God will always take you to that place. He will always teach you what you were never taught, and He will teach you in a very glorious way where man could never have taught you. And then you as the man, you as the woman, take that opportunity and teach your children. Teach your children. So Isikwe, we have talked about those guys who are in the place of where they can change. What about that man, that woman who has already
they've gone too far?
You can always train another person, train your son, train your daughter. Jesus says, do unto others what you'd like to be done unto yourself. Easy story, but it goes, it's so broad in that si ati sitakutusi justaki nitusiwe. But I usually like to say to myself, I will be the best friend that I want to have. I will, to everyone, I want to be that best friend who I want to have. So at some point unapata, wow, there's no need for me to need one. I'm already one, and there's already that community, So there's hope. There's always hope. Man, if you're breathing, there's hope for you.
Definitely. And I like that you said the fact that you may be feeling that, okay, well, it's just too late for me. You also need to remember that, hey, we're not just talking about family for now. We're talking about family is continuous. When you leave your parents, you go and start your family. And so these are things that you may not see, or maybe you are not used to seeing in your current family setup, but you can be the change that you want to see. You can go and begin your family with the understanding of the things that now we have been talking about, which is really good. What is your parting shot?
Let me begin here. Proverbs 27:18. And use this verse to just leave us with these words. Take care of a tree, and you will eat its fruit. The second part says, look after your master. I want to concentrate on the first part. Take care of a tree, and use that analogy for the family. Take care of one another, and you will reap of the benefits of that caring for one another. Out here in the family, mentorship says, I want this person to grow to the next level. I don't have the next level, but I know the doorway to the next level. So when I open it up for them and they take those 3 steps, I will have grown them to look for the next mentor. In this family or outside. Within this basic unit of support, if we could take care of one another, look at the posterity of that family, look at the future of that family. It is so grand, because then what your children teach their children is about taking care of each other. And so succession is a big thing, and families break at the succession point. So dad, mom, uncle, auntie, you're looking at a place where you're teaching your children not to hate one another in their future, whether you are there or not. And they will pour back to their children and their children. And so as the blessing of God upon your family to 1,000 generation comes, it is not broken at any point, because they keep teaching mentorship, teaching the right values, teaching how to step up to the generation that comes after them. And that is the best thing you could ever want for your family.
Wow. Yes. That is so profound, and it's so amazing that we've gotten to just bring everything back to the genesis of everything, and that is the Word of God, bringing everything back to the foundation. And so, friends, thank you so much for watching, and we do appreciate your feedback so much. So feel free to comment, to ask questions, to reach out to us, to tell us what you have picked, what you have learned, to even share the things that you'd like us to pray with you over, and the things that you are beginning to learn and to pick up in your family setup as well. And it is our hope that we are speaking to your sitting rooms, or whatever spaces you guys watch this from. So thank you so much. God bless you. Till next time, don't forget to like, to share, to subscribe. We love you, and God loves you. Bye.
Bye-bye.